Apple's next-generation MacBook Pro is closer than you think, and this time it's bringing something much bigger than a routine refresh. It's the arrival of the M5 chip, a powerhouse designed to redefine how laptops perform, create, and think. After months of silence, scattered leaks, and cryptic code names hidden deep inside Apple's internal software, the fog around the M5 MacBook Pro is finally clearing. And what's emerging is one of the most calculated and mysterious launches Apple has ever planned. Multiple credible sources, including MacRumors, TechRadar, and Tom's Guide, now suggest that Apple could drop the M5 MacBook Pro quietly within weeks, maybe even days, without a big onstage event. No Tim Cook reveal, no extravagant marketing, just a silent press release that shocks the entire tech community. And that's exactly what makes this story so fascinating, because every time Apple chooses silence over spectacle, history tells us something groundbreaking is about to happen. Think back to the M1 Mac, a machine that appeared almost overnight and changed the future of laptop performance forever. Now the M5 MacBook Pro is lining up to repeat that same disruption on an even bigger scale. Leaks point toward Apple rolling out two waves of devices. First, a 14-inch MacBook Pro featuring the base M5 chip, followed later by the M5 Pro and M5 Max variants in early 2026. This two-phase launch mirrors Apple's smart strategy of stretching hype and keeping users hungry for more, the same way it handled the M3 and M4 chip releases. But here's where it gets more intriguing. Internal code from macOS Tahoe 26, Apple's upcoming macOS build for 2025, has revealed a mysterious identifier, J704, a name that insiders believe belongs to the unreleased M5 MacBook Pro. This code first surfaced in Apple's internal testing servers, and when paired with manufacturing leaks from TSMC, it paints a clear picture. The M5 series is not just real, it's almost ready to roll out. Performance-wise, the M5 chip promises to be a serious beast. Built on TSMC's cutting-edge second-generation 3nm process, it's expected to deliver around 12% faster CPU performance and an incredible 36% boost in GPU power compared to the already impressive M4 chip. These numbers may sound like small percentages, but when you translate them into real-world performance, faster rendering, smoother multitasking, and dramatically improved energy efficiency, they make a world of difference. Imagine editing a 4K video timeline in Final Cut Pro with zero lag, or coding massive software projects without your fans spinning up, or getting an extra 2 hours of battery life while maintaining full performance. That's the kind of evolution Apple is aiming for, and it's exactly what makes this release so strategic. Apple isn't chasing flashy new designs. It's perfecting what already works and amplifying it with sheer silicon power. The new MacBook Pro will reportedly maintain its iconic aluminum unibody design, the breathtaking mini LED display, and the same port layout professionals love, but subtle refinements are expected. Leaks mention a new finish, possibly a darker space titanium shade to match the iPhone 16 Pro lineup, an upgraded 1080p FaceTime camera, and potential Thunderbolt 5 support, which would allow blazing fast data transfers and smoother multi-display setups. While some fans were hoping for a full redesign, Apple seems to be saving those moves for the M6 generation, which is rumored to bring OLED panels and maybe even touch input to the MacBook lineup. But make no mistake, this M5 refresh is far from minor. In Apple's grand chessboard of innovation, the M5 is the quiet move before checkmate. Behind the scenes, Apple is aligning all of its devices, Mac, iPad, iPhone, and even Vision Pro, under a unified architecture that shares one language of processing power, neural engine design, and AI-driven intelligence. Insiders are calling this silicon synergy, a term that captures Apple's plan to make all devices communicate natively through shared neural cores and real-time data flow. In other words, your MacBook will soon talk to your iPhone, your Vision Pro, and even your iPad on a level that's far deeper than Bluetooth or AirDrop. It'll be true device intelligence. The M5 chip is the bridge to that future, featuring enhanced neural engines capable of up to 30 trillion operations per second, built to handle AI tasks like on-device transcription, real-time video enhancements, background object recognition, and predictive user automation, all without ever leaving your device. That's not just a spec bump. It's Apple rewriting what smart computing actually means. Interestingly, the market signs are already there. Retailers in the US have started to report lower stock levels of M4 MacBook Pros, suggesting Apple is clearing inventory to make room for the M5 models. Historically, whenever Apple tightens distribution like this, a new product is imminent. Add to that the sudden hush across Apple's marketing ecosystem, no product teasers, no leaked press invites, and unusual server activity on Apple's CDN infrastructure, and you can feel the tension building before the storm. The supply chain echoes the same vibe. Sources close to TSMC say M5 production wafers entered mass production earlier this quarter, putting a November or December shipping window right on target. Apple has also been seen shifting production priorities in its Chinese and Vietnamese factories to prepare for M5-based Macs, which aligns perfectly with an end-of-year launch window. Now let's talk about what this means for users. The M5 MacBook Pro isn't just a faster laptop, it's Apple's most mature and balanced product yet. It's expected to bring better thermals, smarter battery management, and tighter integration, with macOS Tahoe, which will introduce a series of AI-powered features designed specifically for M5 silicon. Imagine a Mac that automatically adjusts color grading in Final Cut Pro based on scene lighting, or one that recognizes voice commands and gestures offline, or even predicts your workflow patterns and preloads the tools you're about to use, all happening seamlessly in the background. This is the kind of next-level optimization that Apple's moving toward, and the M5 chip is the engine making it possible. What's also captivating the tech world is Apple's absolute secrecy. Every insider, every analyst, every journalist knows something's coming, but Apple has managed to keep the exact release date, pricing, and specs locked behind digital vaults tighter than ever before. And that's classic Apple. Build anticipation by saying nothing. Remember when people doubted the M1 chip until it launched and shattered every benchmark record? The same pattern seems to be repeating, and the silence only makes the anticipation louder. Some reports even speculate that Apple might bundle the M5 announcement with minor updates to the iPad Pro and Vision Pro, aligning all three devices under one synchronized silicon family drop. That move would not only dominate headlines, but also reinforce Apple's ecosystem control, making 2025 one of the most significant years in Mac history. For professionals, this laptop could be the perfect tool: lightning-fast performance, improved heat management, and the battery endurance of a tablet. For creators, the GPU improvements mean smoother video rendering, faster 3D modeling, and higher frame rate playback even on complex timelines. For developers, it's a dream platform for machine learning experiments, app testing, and high-performance compilation. And for everyday users, it simply means never worrying about lag again. The M5 MacBook Pro is shaping up to be not just another upgrade, but a foundation for the next decade of Apple computing. And while the tech world debates specs and leaks, the bigger story is Apple's long-term play. The M5 represents a milestone in Apple's evolution from hardware manufacturer to full-stack computing ecosystem, a future where every part of the experience from silicon to software is designed under one unified vision. The fact that Apple is skipping a large event for this release may seem strange, but it's actually brilliant. It keeps production agile, cuts hype pressure, and lets Apple deliver updates more flexibly throughout the year. It's also a subtle signal that the company is maturing past event-driven hype cycles and focusing purely on results. So where does this leave us? In the quiet before Apple's next thunderclap, everything points to the M5 MacBook Pro being the sleeper hit of the year, a machine that doesn't scream innovation, but quietly redefines it. When it arrives, expect the usual chaos, YouTube reviews exploding, benchmark tests flooding social media, and Apple fans lining up online to pre-order. But beyond the noise, the real magic will be in how the M5 transforms everyday workflows into something faster, smoother, and more intuitive. The leaks might not tell the full story, but one thing's clear. This isn't just another chip upgrade. It's Apple's vision of what the future of portable computing should look like: powerful, intelligent, efficient, and unbelievably seamless. So as you watch the headlines unfold, remember that the biggest revolutions don't always come with fireworks. They often arrive in silence, wrapped in aluminum, powered by a chip that quietly changes everything. The M5 MacBook Pro is that revolution waiting to happen, and when it does, the tech world won't just react, it will realign. Because in typical Apple fashion, this isn't about being first, it's about being better, smarter, and one step ahead of everyone else. So stay tuned, because the M5 era isn't coming. It's already here, waiting for Apple to press that single button that will send shockwaves across the entire industry.